Trading MonkeyMan style with the Master Flow charts brings great abundance.
I'm up early today doing a little pre-market trading. Just hopped into a long here. We had some divergence. We had two imbalance signals to the upside from the MMT polarity. We were right at yesterday's low. We were also right at S1 pivot on the MNQ. Grabbed a little bounce trade there. We just popped up over 10 points. We also had some bullish delta coming in on the ES that motivated me, and some bullish imbalances of percentages from the MMT fluxometer. This is the Master Flow chart template workspace. I've made this available in the MMT templates product. It includes templates for the 1-minute chart, the 5-minute chart, and the 60-minute chart. I did an entire video on the Master Flow chart setup with all the different indicators that I'm using with it. It's pretty extensive. You wouldn't necessarily have to go as buck wild as I have, but if you don't have all the indicators listed, it will still load the charts with what you do have. I just got back, got caught up talking with a friend while I was making my hot chocolate. Looks like I missed out on an awesome trade. I was hoping it was going to pop up because I wanted to short it at a better price. We popped up right to the 20 SMA on the 60-minute, and we just dropped off like 80 points from there. Huge moves on the open so far. I got into a short right here, the 50 level. We just had a ton of bearish signals up here, had negative imbalance percentage, had some negative delta on the NQ, and I do like the 50 level. We are also right at a previous day VWAP close. So between all those factors, I got into a short, stacking the micros. Previous day VWAP closes. These are amazing key levels to have on your chart. It's this blue dashed line. This is from the MMT Ultimate VWAP indicator. Just got into a long as we broke back above VWAP. Point of control was way down in this wick that was forming here on the 5-minute. We had an imbalance signal to the upside. We had a bunch of positive delta coming in on the NQ and the ES. So when we popped back up above VWAP here, I got into a long. We just popped up 30 points after the move above VWAP. I thought I was recording for the last few minutes. I recorded a VWAP bounce that I just took. I was mentioning that I noticed the two previous 5-minute candles on the delta histogram here. We got pretty big bottom wicks on both of these NQ 5-minute delta histograms. And then on this previous 5-minute ES, we had very strong bullish delta. So I was just saying, even if we pull back here, I do like the idea of a little holdup at least, because of all this prior strong delta and these big delta wicks. So when we came down to VWAP, I grabbed a little VWAP bounce trade there. We popped up 20 points from VWAP. So this extra ES data series I added from the original Master Flow chart template. So if you just go into your data series, you could add an extra ES 5-minute chart. I usually only load a couple days of data when I'm just using it for the histogram. And then you add another instance of the ultimate delta to your chart, and you choose the ES as your data series. So I've got my main micro chart that I'm trading off of, and then I've got delta information for the NQ and the ES right below it. So you can see after those last 5-minute candles, we got the pullback, but delta was not overpowering the previous two 5-minute candles. So we're getting this nice bounce up. I was just messing around with my chart trying to save a new template. Just looking over at this candle, we had point of control up into the wick here, point of control up into the wick of the previous candle. Then we had an 81% negative imbalance percentage and strong delta on the NQ, 294 to the downside. Right at the pivot point, we just dropped down 30 points. So I'm going to post this new template up into the templates product under the Master Flow templates category. By the time this video is posted, this will be the new 5-minute template. I really just wanted to short it right there. We had this 1-minute candle with this big top wick, point of control in the wick. Then look at the previous 5-minute delta on both the NQ and the ES. We had these really big top wicks. We had point of control up into the wick of the last 5-minute candle. We were right at this previous day VWAP close again, which has been holding very nicely. but it was 9:59. We were just about to hit 10 o'clock. I didn't want to take a trade going right into 10 o'clock. I heard some talk that the Supreme Court might give a decision about tariffs, and I know they meet around 10. Just wanted to be a little cautious. Around 10 o'clock today. I don't see any evidence that that is happening though. I've been digging the price action today. I love the big moves. I just got into a long, got my full 10 points pretty much instantly. Had some divergence and an imbalance signal to the upside here. Had a lot of strong bullish delta on the NQ at 206. Bullish percentage of imbalances, and this S1 pivot area was holding. On the next candle, this is when I got in. The area was still holding. We got an imbalance signal to the upside. The percentage of imbalances on the 5-minute was bullish. Hopped in for a quick 10 points. We bounced up over 20, up 50 points in all of the accounts. So green on green action here, but look how this candle finished. Point of control up into the wick, big top wick. That is bearish. So unless we break above this level, break above the 20, I'm not super interested. And just looking to the left, we've been kind of chopping around here just between the 20 SMA and S1 pivot. So you can see it doesn't really matter what kind of indicators you have on the chart. There's nothing that's gonna take the place of personal experience or time in the markets. I'm definitely never taking trades just because a signal appears from an indicator. I'm factoring in a lot of different things across multiple time frames. I hopped into a long down here and I chickened out. 10 seconds later, we got the breakout to the upside. Would have got my full 10 points. I hopped out for basically break even. We had a washout signal, some divergence, and just based on time of day and where price was in relation to the 250 SMA, hopped into a long. Had to go for a long here. Look at this mega candle, imbalance to the upside. Check out the delta on the ES and the NQ. 2000 on the ES, 600 on the NQ. I went for a long. We popped up over 15 points. Added some more micros to the pile. We're getting a hold up at this 50% wicks level right now. The 50% wicks levels are not available to the public at the moment, but I will be adding them to the MMT 50/50 indicator at some point in the semi-near future. Just got a 20-point rejection right off of this 50% wicks level, this little orange dashed line. This is from a 1 hour 50% wick level. I just added a very stripped down version of the key levels to the 5-minute chart. I want to see the strong volume lines, and I want to see yesterday's point of control and some previous day point of controls for the MNQ, because this chart is the main NQ, and VWAP and yesterday's point of control and previous day point of controls can be different on the NQ versus the MNQ. I want to have that data on my MNQ chart to see the differences. The pivot points are also often different on the MNQ versus the NQ, like they are today. So it's just a little bit after 10:30. See if we get a hold up around whole number here. We got a lot of key levels. Yesterday's close, current day open, strong volume levels, pivot point on the MNQ. When we're approaching a major key level, doesn't matter how much delta is coming through. I'm not super interested in buying into a huge cluster of key levels, no matter how much delta is coming in. After this already pretty big move up, this could be a sign of exhaustion. We'll see. I'm waiting. I'm watching. I was just about to push the button up here. We were approaching this strong volume level on the MNQ. Bunch of divergence building up. Had a washout signal back here. Point of control up into the wick of this last candle. I was just about to hit the button and it dropped down 10 points right away. And I didn't want to chase it, but that trade would have worked out great. Just pulled right back to the pivot point on the NQ. The price action pretty much stalled out. We keep getting this hold up here around whole number. I'm going to be done for the day. Up nice in all the accounts. Lucid just came out with a new account type. They've got some nice sales going on. Apex extended their 80% off sale. Tradeify has a special 40% off deal. Take Profit Trader also has 40% off. No activation fee. TradeDay has some good deals. Anyone that's out there using code MonkeyMan is the best. Thanks so much for your support. There are links to all the MMT indicators in the description. I appreciate you taking the time to tune in. I wish you best of luck in your trading. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.